Cadence of Conflict, Asia, August 5, 2019. If one were to guess what was going on between Trump and Kim, internal politics of North Korea would explain it all. Korea is no exception to East Asia's history of ongoing domination quarreling. Kim is not universally loved within his own government. The military is constantly at his back door, and he must squash mutinies constantly. Pomp and acting like he's the military man makes it hard for his enemies within to rally ill will against him. Also, Trump has commented that many things are going on with North Korea behind the scenes, things which remain beyond the paparazzi watch of the Western presses. When Trump indicates no objection to the non-nuclear missile launches in North Korea, it almost seems as if Trump knows Kim is doing something the rest of the West doesn't know about. For all we know, the number and frequency of non-nuclear missile tests could be a kind of Morse code only known to Trump and Kim. Given what has been publicly told, that would not be impossible. This only leads us to conclude that we can't conclude anything about what's happening in North Korea so far. There have been just too many jokers added to the deck. Then there's China, and also China. When it comes to raising public support for Western action against China, China is its own worst PR enemy. China keeps doing the same thing. Beijing's solution to rejection is to incite more rejection. Beijing's solution to resistance is to give excuse for more resistance. It's a self-destructing insanity tailspin, paranoid of invisible enemies, justifying interfering in Hong Kong under the auspices that Hong Kong was already interfered in by the West. That's what this is all about, by the way. The whole reason Beijing accuses Taiwan and the U.S. of causing the Hong Kong riots is to build the case that Hong Kong was already interfered with, and therefore sending in China's military to stop the protests would not violate the basic law. The problem is that the basic law does not grant China permission to use military force against unarmed Hong Kong citizens on the basis of Western interference. But the Chinese don't understand the concept of lawfulness anyway. They just come up with whatever excuse sounds sophisticated enough to seem smarter than everyone else and thereby hypnotize the public into compliance. China wants to blame the U.S., and Trump won't give China one single excuse to be twisted into so-called proof. Trump treads cautiously, but he is neither callous nor oblivious. His silence should be a warning to China that he is no fool. Sadly, China will take his silence to mean that he has caved into Beijing's aggression, and the Chinese military will only grow more overconfident than it already is. But choices of the past 4 decades suggest that might have been the plan all along. The tipping point is upon us. If China's warship crashed into a Taiwan freighter on accident, then there would be no reason to fear or respect China's Navy because their crew can't steer. The alternative is to interpret it as an act of war. China doesn't consider either because an angry bully in blamer mode doesn't consider others, not even how others can or will respond. And that is the cadence of the conflict already seen in the Pacific.